All right, here we are. What's going on?
Yo,
Hey. Second week of January, the first proper week of January is upon us, and we are in the middle of it. And it's cold here.
I know. I was talking to Leslie, who lives not too far from you, and she was telling me it was like 40 something yesterday at some point. I was like, what?
Yeah. It only got up to like 52 or 53 today. What's going on, John? Good to see you, buddy.
What's
well,
up,
how's
John?
it like out there? You got your fires aren't by you, are they?
It's like spring. No,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of people keep messaging me being like, dude, you okay? I'm like, man, I live in Northern California. Like, California's a big state. It's like 9 hours away, 8 or 9 hours away from me.
What's going on, Jack? Good to see you.
I've been checking on people in LA all day. Like, so far, everybody I know is safe.
Well, if your
a couple
state
friends of
would
mine
just
are really close to it, but
if California would just pull its head out of its ass and let people clear all of the dead brush in those forests, you wouldn't have this fucking problem. I didn't mean to drop the F-bomb that early.
But this isn't that.
It's not? What is
this? This is no, because this is Southern California. There's no forest. There's no like the huge fires you hear about in California. It's basically brush. Like, it's always an issue being down there because it's so dry. No matter how much they try to keep things from happening, like, you can't literally, not have any grass anywhere, kind of thing. There's just hills with this grass, and it catches fire. And like, this is the same thing that happened before, like near Malibu and stuff like that. Like, and the problem is, and it isn't that it's the brush fires, is that it catches houses on fire.
Well,
and there's a lot of houses close together. So it's like it's different than the forest fires. Like, the forest fires, that's a whole nother can of worms. That a lot has to do with our governor and our state not doing a good job of deforestation like they should be. Like, the soon, like the ones that have literally taken out entire cities and stuff.
Pretty soon, Bull is going to make a movie about the California fires.
Who's that?
He's the guy who's always making movies about destroying the world, right? Is that Bull? Who made 2012?
I don't know. Oh, no, I thought that 2012 wasn't that.
Roland Emmerich. That's right.
Yeah,
But Bull is always making like these apocalyptic, right? Like, come on, chat, help me out.
I don't know. The name sounds familiar, but I can't remember who he is. I'm a horror guy, man. Like,
no,
horror, I know. But when it's other stuff, it's like too much to pay attention.
Hey, Tiffany,
what's up, Jessica and Wolfbane?
It's cold here in
Heather,
Florida too. Jessica, what's going on? Hey, you made it live.
Yeah,
welcome. You made it.
It's like spring here, man. Like, it's been like today high was like 60 something. Like, yesterday was almost 70.
What's going on, Heather?
Like,
what's going on?
Not even really getting cold at night.
Prepping Mantis. What's going on? Happy New Year. We're introing the show, but we got an hour to talk about stuff. And I'm in Florida. Ghost Pirate is in Northern California.
Yeah.
And so we're on opposite ends of the country. So we're checking up on each other. I'm sure if there was a hurricane down here, we'd be talking about that. So, for a little bit, but
our main topic of discussion. So what is it? Ubul's who?
Ubul, Blood Rain, House of the Dead, and Postal.
That is horror stuff.
Yeah, but he also does. Who am I thinking?
Didn't sound familiar.
Is it Ubul or Roland Emmerich that's doing, like, they do post-apocalyptic, not a post-apocalyptic, but they do like apocalyptic scenarios.
Yeah, like end of the world shit.
Yeah. Janet, you're in the UK, -6. Oh my, is that -6 Celsius or proper temperatures?
My sister, who lives in Alaska, got in her car the other day in the morning to go to work. It was -40.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Like a high. They're high that a high of 2 degrees.
Okay, JP says it's Roland Emmerich. Okay, that's I don't know why I thought it was Ubul. Like 2012 should have given it away.
Yeah, but our topic of discussion today, that's the I always felt like that was such a missed opportunity. Like the only
2012.
movie that really did the 2012 thing was that one, and it was just it was dumb. It was just so like over the top and silly, and
yeah,
I think it could have been cool, man. You could have made a really cool, like actually scary, intense.
I thought the visuals were pretty cool, but yeah, like the story is pretty forgettable. I think I watched it once in theaters and I haven't seen it again.
No, it's just like San Andreas. It's these overly, these big apocalyptic, CGI filled bullshit. I don't know. Anyway, so our topic of discussion today is the movies that we're the most excited about, so to speak, or what's coming out this year. And Bloody Disgusting, I guess, just dropped a list. Like, what is it? Yesterday or today or yesterday?
2 days ago.
Yeah. Okay. And it's like 50 movies, right? You said 50.
Yeah. Here, I'll just pull it
50 up. Horror movies that are coming out. And so we're just going to kind of go through the list, see how far we get. If we don't, maybe we'll finish it next week. We'll see, depending on how far we get. But, because I made a video that's going to come out on Friday. Some of you, if you're channel members, have already seen it because it's available for patrons on Patreon or for channel members. But it's my 15 that I'm the most anticipating. But this list will kind of go through everything that's coming out this year. So I'm excited to see what all's on here, see how many of these I'm even familiar with, and how many of them that we have opinions on. So
yeah, I'm hoping to see some ones that I haven't really heard of yet, or wasn't that aware of, so that we can, so that I can add them to the list and get excited.
Yeah, because the thing is, a lot of the movies, like when I was putting my list or my video together, it's tough because there's a lot of these movies where we don't know much of anything about. Like, for instance, Saw 11. It's technically on the calendar. They'll probably have it listed on here, but they haven't started shooting anything. And from what I'm hearing, they don't even have a script yet. So like that movie is not coming out this year.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe next year. But the fact that they still have the date is strange. And like everybody's kind of going, what is going on? Like there's no way you're making a movie and, from shooting and everything involved
in a year.
Like what? No. It wouldn't even be that long now. It's like 8 months, 7 or 8 months.
Well, yeah,
for like August or something like that. But
oh my God, yeah, no, that's not happening.
Yeah, and the other one is there's a number, like a bunch of them like this, but like, how come we don't know anything about Megan yet? Megan 2 yet?
Like, well, it's on Bloody Disgusting list.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out. Everybody's saying it's coming out, but it's
I don't know, man. Probably because
it comes out in like June, and we don't have a trailer. We don't even have a synopsis for it. Like, there's nothing. Like, I know some rumors. I know some stuff that I'm pretty sure is legit information, but yeah, like it's strange. Another one that I'm really wondering what's going on with is Final Destination Bloodlines. That's supposed to come out in May, and we have like nothing.
Yeah,
like not even a poster. So
yeah,
but supposedly they've shot that movie, so I don't know, because we do know that they got Tony Todd, so it'll be one of his last roles. So like they already did at least all the principal photography. Like I don't know if they've had to do some research or whatever, but they definitely shot the movie.
I mean, we'll see. I'm anticipating some are probably going to get pushed back. That's usually what happens.
But that's been only really the norm since 2020. Because like it used to not be a normal thing, but like because of everything 2020 and then the writers' strikes and like there keeps being these different things that have slowed down productions, and that's the only reason we've seen so many movies keep getting pushed back, because that's not the norm, because it costs these studios a ton of money to push movies back.
Yeah.
Because it's like you start the promotion machine and all these different things, and if you have to all of a sudden change a date, all the people that were doing stuff and all this has to basically start over or stop. And it's like, a lot of times you're breaking a contract with a lot of different, like if you set a date with, to come out, the people that were supposed to do whatever, like make a post or whatever, you might end up breaking a contract with them and end up having to like pay a whole new person to do it. Or there's a lot of things like that people don't really think about. So
How's it going, Senior Spook Fest? I was just putting some chats up on the screen so that we can show you guys that we're not ignoring you, we promise. Kilted wants to know if we're affected by the fires. No. Kanan lives in North Carolina. Northern California. And I live in Florida, so I'm in a hurricane. It's cold and wet down here.
Yeah, I'm up more towards San Francisco. Like I'm outside of Sacramento. So I'm more like upper middle of California, whereas all the fires are way down in Southern California. But I do know a number of people. I was talking to a buddy of mine today, a producer friend of mine down there, and like he showed me a map and it's crazy. Like he's up on this hill and everything in the valley below him is
on fire.
Yep. And he's just up on this hill and they're, crossing their fingers, like, because the winds are what are doing it right now. It's not about like, there's only so much you can do when they have really bad winds like this and houses are clustered together. It's just one to the next. And no matter how many you put out, like the wind will just push you to a whole new neighborhood in like seconds. So that's what he's just hoping that, like a lot of people, that the winds will be favorable for everybody. Because if the winds die down, they'll be able to get it put out pretty quick. But
yeah.
So
I want to touch on this. Well, I want to touch on this real quick because it also has to do with our list. Wolfbane said, he's like, dudes, I didn't find out till recently that there's all these Mickey Mouse related horror movies coming out within the next 2 years since the property went public domain. Yeah, we talked about that for a while. And they're
old news, bro.
They're all going to, but listen, Wolf, don't waste your time. They're all going to be bad. So
but there is one coming out this year that's made by the guys that did Terrifier, and it still won't be a great movie. Like nobody's thinking it's going to be a great movie, but at least with this one, at least with this one, they took like a year and they actually wrote it, actual script, took their time and all that. Whereas like these other ones, they were just pumping them out as fast as they could. They were just absolute garbage. Whereas this one, they planned it in advance, and like the whole production and everything behind this has been something they've been wanting to do for a while. So I don't think it'll be amazing, but I think it'll be more like the movie Stream, which is another one they did this past year. And it's like, it's like aware of what it is. So it's actually fun bad. It's like, it's low budget. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but it'll have like actors you recognize, like a lot of, horror, like people that we enjoyed in the 80s and stuff like that.
Good
like
enough. It'll be a good enough movie.
Yeah, and it'll still be fun.
Yeah.
Like it's not, so that one, I think at least, I don't know if I would say it would be worth going to a theater or nothing like that, but like, I think that one will still at least be fun enough to watch. So,
all right, let's get into it. This is Bloody Disgusting's. Let me bring this up so that we can all see it.
So are they going month by month or?
Yeah, they're going month by month, I think. They're probably, they are going month by month. But anyway, over 50 horror movies we can't wait to see this year. We being Bloody Disgusting. I'm just reading the headline.
I want to know where they were able to get all these movies.
Oh, they're insiders. They're insiders. They know people that are talking.
No, dude. A lot of people that work for Bloody Disgusting are people I know. Like a lot of YouTubers are who write these articles.
Yeah,
like
they have
not like they're somewhat,
it's one of the leading.
But
Bloody Disgusting is one of the leading news in horror. You don't think that they have people talking to them or they have sources?
No, they do, but it takes a lot of different sources to put together. I mean, I guess I came up with like 40.
Anyway,
yeah.
So, first one out, January 10th, Bird Eater. Bachelorette party weekend transforms into an intense nightmare in Bird Eater, directed by the filmmaking duo Jack Clark and Jim Weir. According to the trailer, we can expect things to get feral. Is this like a third werewolf movie?
I never even heard of this thing. Is it going straight to? This is why they have 50, because I don't even bother paying attention to like these straight to streaming, like super like stuff that is going to be on Tubi in a week kind of thing.
Do you want to watch the trailer? It's a minute 48.
No, we got 50 movies here, man.
Okay. All right, fine. Okay. Wolfman.
Where's it going? 17th. Does it say?
Where's what?
Does it on Bird Eater? Does it say where it's going? Is it?
It says in theaters. It says in theaters January 10th.
What country is that from?
All
right, let's watch the trailer. Let's watch.
All right. Okay, here's the trailer. Okay,
I feel like maybe I saw this.
All right, this is the Bird Eater trailer, folks.
Or a black screen. Oh, it's Black Sky. Oh, this is that. That's why. It's because this isn't. We're not getting it here.
Cheers.
Thank you, man.
Like this is one that we won't probably see until like somewhere like Shudder or something picks up.
He watched me for a while and then came and shook my hand.
You nervous?
Yeah, see,
I
it's
was fucking
Australia.
nervous because girls don't go to
Like this is in theaters in Australia
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So yeah,
It
we're not
laughed
going
at his
to.
jokes
We
and
probably
pissed me
won't
on
even
the
get it, but if we do get it, won't be in for a while.
Why is Irene here? It doesn't make any sense.
I really don't think you have to worry.
I realize
This might actually be good
Tonight,
because
we are
Dark Sky
boys only.
does some decent
And the
stuff,
harder you kick,
and Australia
Worse, it's
has
all
been
gonna
pumping out some really good stuff.
Sorry, it's a blow up doll.
Whoa, that shot was cool. Like a POV of the guy getting dragged or whatever.
Dread drenches every scene, especially the one with the blow up doll.
More
than any
I am not a fan at all, though,
I do.
of
I've just got like
trailers that
Yeah.
put a lot of text on
This
the
is
screen.
Yeah, me neither.
I want everything to go.
Like it bugs me. It's like
bad luck.
if you don't have visuals to draw people in, see, like you don't have visuals.
What, so all these people said that the movie was feral? What does that mean? Ooh, boobies.
When I told the boys you were coming, they got so excited.
I didn't see anything, man. They either have nothing in their movie or they don't have anybody credible to cut a trailer. Like, because you can't tell me there's not more than that you could show. Like,
I don't know.
like, what was that about? Like, is it just a bunch of?
It's about
What's the horror? Like, what-
co-eds. It's co-eds go out to do stuff and something bad happens. That's the
Yeah,
story.
like,
and it's
it might be
feral.
it might be a fucking great movie.
No,
but,
it might
like,
be great. Yeah, I wonder if
it
it's another
bothers
werewolf
because it
film.
looks well shot. I just feel like you could show something.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So the next one.
That's
well, okay,
one that's one that I can almost guarantee will end up on Shudder, like later in this year.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's
and
where we're gonna
it'll-
have to see it.
Yeah, like it sucks. A lot of those end up being really good. Like Mads was one of those. That's fucking great. But
Yeah.
you know, for one, the trailer sucked for Mads, and then for two, it's like they didn't get distribution because it's from France, and so it was just like, you know, that's what I love about Shudder, because if it wasn't for them, you know, I just watched a really cool movie on Shudder last night. That's going to be in my next video, called All You Need Is Death. And
Thank
it's like
God
this-
for Shudder. I gotta watch that too.
It's
I've
like
been
this
seeing-
folk.
I've been seeing that.
It's like
creep
this
up. I'm
folk
up.
kind of horror movie. It's really cool.
Yeah. All right. So Wolfman, January 17th. I don't think any of us.
Okay,
are,
hold on. So
what?
did they skip The Damned?
No, I don't think these are. Maybe. The next one is Grafted. The next one is Presence. Yeah, they skipped the Damned.
Okay, slow down. Okay, so The Damned should be on here. I already saw it. It came out last week, and it's in theaters in most places. Like, it's a limited run, but most theaters near you should have it, and it's incredibly good. Like, very, very good. It's a slow burn, you know, very dread-filled, artsy kind of horror movie. So it's not like big explosions and, you know what I mean? It's like a real isolated situation, but very, very good. And I recommend at the very least someone go, you know, if trust me at all, go watch a trailer.
What's it called?
So it's called The Damned. I'll end
The
up
Damned. Okay.
I'll cover it in a couple weeks in a video. Like, I'll talk about it, but I'm gonna wait
You said
until
it's
it's
in theaters,
streaming
though?
somewhere.
I gotta check my
Yeah,
Cinemark.
it's in theaters right now. So, but once
Okay.
it's streaming, I'll put it in one of my like highly recommended videos or whatever. So
All right, well,
I'm not doing individual reviews now because it's like it takes up a bunch of time and hardly anybody, like, YouTube doesn't push those videos. So it's just like I'd rather just do these lists, and then I can recommend like 10 movies to people, and people will actually get to see the video. So
Okay. So
and I don't mean to say
Wolfman-
that in a complaining way. It's just the way it is.
Well, no, you say that, but like that's what I do on my channel is reviews, and you're like, YouTube doesn't show reviews, and I'm like, God damn.
No, it's different for everybody. Like you're building a foundation, so then YouTube will know you for that.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
why I'm not bitter about it or upset about it. Like that's why YouTubers that whine about this stuff drive me crazy. It's like, dude, the algorithm learns who you are and what works for you. The algorithm learned that the videos that are like the list videos, my recommendation videos, that's what people watch the most. And so that's what it pushes for me. So if I do outlier videos, it doesn't push those as much. Like, whereas with you, that's why it's important to stick with what you're going to do. Like if you're going to do individual solo reviews like Cody Leach or whatever, do that. If you're going to do list stuff, do that. Otherwise, one or the other is going to not like be as, pushed as hard.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's get back to our list instead of talking about YouTube. Because
I'm excited about the Wolfman now because
I'm excited.
Here's a big warning. But here's a big warning to everybody. There is a little video. It's like 20 seconds, I think, 20 or 30 seconds. And it shows pretty much his transformation.
Yeah. So don't watch it.
And yeah. So it's a big warning. But I did see a little bit of it. I watched probably the first 8 seconds of it. And all I can tell you is if you like body horror, like, Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg, very painful type of body horror, this movie is going to do it for you because it looks incredible. It looks very painful, but also it is all 100% practically done. They use 0 CGI on any of the body effects for any of the performers. So like if there's any CGI, it might be like lighting issues or background stuff, this and that. But as far as any of the effects in the movie, they are all 100% practically done. And it shows like you very clearly, you could see.
I just hope they didn't blow their load on that. You know what I mean? Like if that's the
what do you mean? Like there's not enough of a story or whatever?
Right. Yeah. They spend all their time building up to this and then they show it. And it's like blah, 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 blah. And then the movie just peters out after that. That's going to be very upsetting.
Well, I don't think there's going to be a huge story to this because it's like, it's kind of simple. Like you can see from the trailer, this guy gets bit and he's stuck in this little house with his wife and kid. And all of a sudden now he becomes the threat. And so the movie is really going to be about like someone you love turning on you, you know what I mean? And having that, like a metaphor for an alcoholic or, you know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah. And there's several ways that you can take that and make it good and have a good ending and have a good landing. That's why
this is the same guy. This is not, if it was just Blumhouse or whoever, it would be one thing, but this is the same guy that did Invisible Man and did Upgrade. So it's like, and was one of the guys that he was the guy who wrote Saw. So like, this is someone that, you know what I mean? Like has a pretty damn good track record.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I just hope it doesn't. That's all. That's if I have one.
Me too. I am a huge werewolf fan. Like it'll break my heart. That's why my expectations are still very low for it. Like I said this in a video that comes out Friday. Like it's a January release and it's Blumhouse. My expectations are bottom. Okay, now have you seen the trailer for this?
I have not.
This looks fucking cool. It looks very similar to The Substance. And I know there's going to be a lot of people being like, they ripped off The Substance. This movie was shot and done before there was any way they could have seen The Substance.
If there's one emerging 2025 horror trend already, it might be body horror, and I'm okay with that. Experimentations on a revolutionary skin grafting procedure get weird and gross in Sasha Rainbow's, I hope that's their last name, feature debut. Look for this one to arrive on Shudder this month. So it's going straight to Shudder January 24th. So, okay, cool.
Yep. It was a big hit at, I forget which film festival, but it premiered last year at, what was it? It was one of the bigger ones. And Shudder got in a bidding war for it and won.
Nice.
I'm surprised, though, that I still think it might get a theatrical release, though. Like, I think it's going to those Shudder IFC deals where it'll be in theaters for a little bit. Because what's the date that it says on there?
January 24th. Same day as Presents.
Because I could have swore that I saw it was going to be in theaters.
I don't know. Wolfbane says, after I saw the longer trailer for Wolfman, I thought, wait, this came out already. Beast Within.
Yeah. Yep. I know. I said that right away. It's another one of those really strange things where.
So we're just going to, and we can compare
it.
But
the thing is, this movie was under production long before The Beast Within came out, and The Beast Within flopped. Nobody went and saw that. And like, I haven't seen it, but I've heard
I haven't seen it either.
Very, very mid. So to me, it looks, if anything, like that movie was trying to jump on the bandwagon sort of thing of the hype train for this movie, because this is the one that's got the universal blessing on it. That is just like a werewolf movie, but it does look very similar. Same, like remember when we watched the trailer for it last summer? I was like, this looks like The Beast Within. Like, what is going on? Like, even the actors are the two guys that I always get mixed up.
Right. I don't know, man. I think it's just one of those like coincidental things that happen. But there is something
to that. Like, there is the people like we used to see this a lot more back in the day with Asylum. Where Asylum would literally, like, they would hear a new whatever movie's coming out and they would quickly put together something that was basically the same thing so they could beat them to the punch. And like we saw this last year with Immaculate and the First Omen. But it's like, what sucks is, like, in a case like those movies, they were both made like a lot of people think that they're ripping off each other, but Immaculate was in production for like 7 years, like something like that, like years and years, because Sydney Sweeney had auditioned for it like years ago, and then the funding for it fell through.
Yeah, and she like helped.
She was the one that brought it back. Yeah, and
yeah.
they'd been working on it for a couple years. And the First Omen, the same thing. Like, that had been in production. They were trying to do something. The script was bannered around for like, years before it finally got greenlit. So sometimes it's just like a strange thing. I mean, like one of the more famous cases was, I forget the year, but it was like there was Labyrinth, or not Labyrinth. There was all those underwater movies that came out in the same year. I forget one of them was The Abyss, but there was 3 underwater kind of movies. They all came out in like the same year, and people to this day from those different productions are like, so and so ripped us off. Like, they heard the idea, they made their version to beat us, to the punch and stuff. So,
all right. Well, so the one that I think the one that I'm most excited for the early part of the year is this one that we're about to talk about. It's Presence.
Yeah. We watched that trailer.
We watched the trailer. It's Soderbergh. It's a ghost story. I'm a Soderbergh fan, and so I'm looking
to be a bit of an experimental, twist on the whole ghost thing. But I don't want to say more than that because I think it would be cool to go see this and not know.
I don't want to know anything about it. Yeah.
Like, remember we talked about it on the stream and kind of figured out what it seems like is going on there, but this is the one that I'm the most excited for early in the year.
Companion, January 31st, right there at the end. Drew Hancock's mysterious new sci-fi horror movie is playing coy on plot details outside of a fantastic cast led by Sophie Thatcher. But they just dropped a brand new trailer today. I won't watch it because
you don't want to watch it. But I've heard that this new trailer is fucking looks awesome. Like, people were buzzing about it today on Twitter.
Well, I'll have to bookmark it and watch it later.
Yeah.
Dark Match on January 30th.
Whoa, what's this?
Writer and director Lowell Dean from Wolf Cop is back with a new horror movie, Dark Match, in which a small-time wrestling company accepts a well-paying but too good to be true gig in a backwoods town, only to learn too late that the community is run by a mysterious cult leader, and their event is now a pay-per-view fight to the death. That sounds.
Do we have
awesome.
A trailer? Yeah, I loved Wolf Cop, dude.
I don't think so. Let me
trailer.
Check. Let me check. Yeah, Wolf Cop was great.
Like, I'm just curious if this is going to be the same kind of thing where it's like, it's
self-aware.
Yeah,
it came out. Came out 5 hours ago. If you want to watch it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get through this ad.
Smaller trailers will probably let us get away without copyright striking this live stream, but the bigger trailers get us every time.
Yeah. All right.
It's always about the big companies, like A24 generally won't, and like the Dark Sky won't, and like stuff like that. But
screw them. All right. Here it is.
Oh, sweet. Oh, hold on. It's already on Shudder? That's what that said, right? Stream now on Shudder?
It said stream now. I don't know. Can we watch this? Chat. Go check and see if we can watch this.
I don't see it.
And yes, Jack says that's Trevor. Yeah, that's Trevor from GTA 5. The guy who voiced Trevor. God, that game
nice.
was so good. That game was so good.
Yeah, it's not on Shudder yet. I bet it comes out this week on Shudder.
Okay, it's not on Shudder yet. Yeah, no, that looks good. I mean, that looks good.
Yeah, it probably comes out this Friday.
I like movies like this that know exactly what they are. Like, I'm not going to knock this movie. I mean,
well, that's what I was saying about.
I will if it's bad. I will if it's bad.
But that's what I was saying about Steamboat. Steamboat Willie as well, or Steamboat. You know, same thing. And like Stream last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like they're not a gimmick. They're not trying to fucking. You know, they're not like these bullshit, like I can't stand where they're, you know, like that's why I don't like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Right.
You know, it was my issue with those. It's because they were just a gimmick trying to just take advantage of the rights and all that. And yet they fucking don't like give any effort, but they're not even self-aware. It's like, you know, at least they're going to make a shitty movie, at least be like Lamageddon, where you know you're making a shitty movie and lean into it.
Right.
You know, and like
your tongue
these are actually decently made too, though.
Your tongue needs to be firmly planted in your cheek if you're going to make a movie like this. All right. Another one
that's one of my favorites is Turbo Kid. I fucking love Turbo Kid.
Turbo Kid was
exactly what Turbo Kid does. Yeah, that's exactly what that does. Or Hobo with a Shotgun. You know, like they knew what they were doing and they just leaned in.
So this one, I'm also looking. The more
I
see this,
wait for.
Yeah, the more
the
I
new
see
trailer. No, there's a new trailer dropped yesterday. I think it was.
Okay, well, I'll watch it. The filmmakers behind Freaky, Happy Death Day, which is good, and Werewolves Within joined forces for a new slasher. This one's taking aim at romance on Valentine's Day.
Werewolves Within is great.
Is directing the Valentine's Day themed horror movie with Mason Gooding and Olivia Holt starring. Olivia Holt.
And it also has what's his name? It also has crap. It's based on his name from Final Destination.
I don't know. I can't do names.
Damn it. He was on Chucky. Every season of Chucky, he plays a different character. Why am I spacing on his name? I love him. I'm a huge fan of his.
All right, well, look him up because I'm going to scroll down this list. So look him up while I'm scrolling.
Anyway, I can't wait for this one. The new trailer, especially like that mask. I know it won't work for everyone, but I think it looks sick, dude, with the eyes all lit up and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a little silly with the hearts, but I get it.
But that's kind of it's another one of those.
I know. That's why I just said I get it. Like I get it. But yeah, no.
It's meant to have that little silliness.
The dead thing.
It bugs me about Bloody Disgusting.
I know, and it's like I can't even zoom in the ads because look at this. Like I have to get this. This is how close I have to get in order to like, you know. And then there they are still. It's annoying. Anyway, it's The Dead Thing, February 14th. Elric Kane's solo feature debut follows a young woman.
That's right. That's why I knew this name sounded familiar. That's like my favorite horror podcast. Is Elric and Rebecca McKendry. They're both teachers they both are literally professors at different schools, and they teach horror film classes and stuff, but their podcast is incredible. They both make movies. Like she made that, oh man, what was the name of that movie? The Glory Hole one, where the fucking dude ends up in a bathroom in the glory hole thing.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
Really cool, like Lovecraftian movie. But this is one he's been talking about. Like he did the film festival circuit last summer and has been talking about it, and I've heard good things about it. Is it going straight to Shudder?
I don't know. It says the feature debut follows a young woman lost in a series of meaningless connections who falls in love with a charismatic and sensitive man who hides a dark secret that turns her affair into a dangerous obsession. So could be good. But yeah, that looks like it's going to streaming. The Gorge.
Devon Sawa is who I was thinking of.
Devon Sawa. Oh, Ralph beat you to it. Devon Sawa.
Yeah, I figured I can't. My eyes suck. I can't read the chat.
Glorious.
Glorious. Thank you. Glorious is the movie that Rebecca McKendry made, and that movie's great. If you haven't seen it, it's on Shudder. It's really, really fun, and it gets a lot darker and goes a lot harder than. Yeah, J.K. Simmons is the voice of the thing, the entity that's in it.
Nice.
I won't say more than that, but it goes a lot harder and a lot crazier than I ever thought it would. And it's actually a lot more darker and extreme. Like, that's the thing. Both them make small movies, but they make good movies.
Good.
So, like, I don't have any doubt this is going to be a good movie. Like, they have limited budgets, super small production stuff, but they know their shit and they actually make quality movies. So
cool.
Look at people wrote Glorious.
Yeah,
it's like everybody wrote Glorious.
Yeah, I put it up on the screen earlier, but yeah, it's all glorious. Linling wants to know what the name of that podcast is. So go ahead and drop that name.
Colors of the Dark. It's amazing, dude. They're like, if you are a big time fan of horror, all of horror, going like every type of horror and going back to the beginnings of horror, every one of their episodes is a major deep dive, and I recommend their Patreon too, because like for $1 you get I think it's every 2 weeks they drop an episode on there, but it's like they do a super deep dive. So they talk about super obscure stuff that you've never heard of from like the 80s and 70s. So that's like, if you want to take it to an even deeper level with them, it feels like you're literally in a class when you listen to this stuff, because they just talk about
they
crazy stuff that most people don't give a shit about. So
they have just over 1,000 subscribers. So let's subscribe. I just subscribed to them. I'm gonna watch them.
On their YouTube.
Yeah, I just subscribed to their YouTube. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah, they're mostly on Spotify.
Oh, really? Okay, that's probably All right,
that's what I listen to.
The Gorge.
They're more of a traditional podcast format, is what I meant. Like they have a pretty big following, but just not necessarily on YouTube. The Gorge looks cool too. I just wonder if it's going to be more of action and less of horror.
Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy play elite snipers who fall in love during their top secret mission guarding the Gorge. But there's a strange threat below that will test their love and all of humanity. Okay. The latest from director Scott Derrickson heads to Apple TV Plus this Valentine's Day. Well, I'm not going to be able to see that.
Why?
Because I don't have Apple TV Plus and I'm not about to buy it.
Oh, it's going to be a theatrical run, I think. Yeah. It's in theaters.
Oh, it says it heads to Apple TV Plus on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but I think it's also in theaters. I'm almost positive it's in theaters. I've seen the trailer before movies.
I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy, that's enough to put it in theaters, right?
Well, yeah, but Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro is coming out this year, and that's Netflix.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, like, these companies are spending, like Mia Goth's in that, and like they're spending some serious amount of money now, these streaming services. But in the situation of Frankenstein, it is absolutely going to theaters. Like, it's going to be on Netflix, but it's going to theaters a couple weeks before it's on Netflix. And I thought The Gorge was going to theaters too, but maybe not. Like, I don't like that. I'm all for these streaming services spending the money and getting and making these movies. Like, that's amazing, right? But like,
I mean, yeah, that's great, but it sucks.
Yeah, like with Prey, exactly. Because like a movie like Prey, or what was that alien one last year? The that was on Hulu as well.
Oh yeah, which one was that? I don't.
It's like longer name. But anyway, all these movies that would have been amazing to see in theaters that have been going, like the Hellraiser. I think Hellraiser that came out in 2022 or whatever. I think that would have been a lot bigger of a hit if it had a theatrical run. I think it doesn't have the same power on a little screen, and a lot of times people watch these movies on a fucking laptop, or a tablet, for the phone.
Yeah. Ralph is saying You Can't Hide. Is that the movie that we're thinking of? I don't remember. I don't think it is.
Close. It's not you. It's not You Can't Hide it.
What is he? Yeah. Chat's just playing the game of what can Kanan and DJ not think of?
I know. I always struggle with names and stuff, man. It's like my but a lot of it has to do with how many names are in my melon.
Yeah.
There's so many actor names and movie, and that's why I do these research and stuff before I shoot a video, because it's like, and so that information is kind of what's in the front of my brain and what matters in the moment. And like I just shot a video before.
Let's try to get through these because we're only in February.
I know, that's why I told you we might have to do this as a multi-part podcast. What number are we at?
The February 21st, The Monkey. That's what we're at.
I have high hopes for this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I
loved Long Legs.
It could be really good or really. It could be really good or really bad. But you weren't
a fan of Long Legs. But you did like his other movie, right? Didn't you like Blackcoat's Daughter?
Yeah, and
because if you don't know, this is Osgood Perkins.
I know
who did Long Legs, Blackcoat's Daughter. It's his next. I'm saying for people that don't know.
No One Will Save You.
This is his next movie.
That's the one we were thinking of.
Yep. No One Will Save You. That would have been so much better on a big screen. Like, it was great anyway, but it would have been so much better to be in a theater.
And Long Legs, I didn't not like Long Legs. I thought it was a fine movie. It has quite a few flaws that I just had some problems with. It was a fine movie. I wasn't mad that I spent money on it. I would still recommend it.
You were more of a fan of Blackcoat's Daughter, right?
Yes.
Like, of the two. And this is what I'm interested in here, because this is a comedy. Like, this is a dark comedy. And so I'm really curious. I have high hopes because I think the way his movies look and that uncomfortable dread that's in all of his movies, I think would work really well in a black comedy. And then on top of that, this is a Stephen King story, so like the story.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's going to be. No, that doesn't mean.
No, that's about how it's executed. Like, the story's there, but it's Stephen King movies don't it's not that they don't work because of his writing. They don't work because of the way they're translated into film a lot of times. So what I'm saying is, when you have someone like Osgood Perkins, that even if you're not a fan of his per se, I think everybody can tell he's a good filmmaker. Like, he's good at what he does. He's good at making movies. I mean, what I'm saying is, if you have that component of a talented filmmaker, and then a story that was written by one of the better horror writers, there's at least a good chance that, it's not like it's a guarantee or anything.
Sure.
But that's why I'm saying I think this has a good chance. And I like that they haven't given away too much in the trailer. There's gore and this and that, but they haven't, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like they're spoiling anything, and it's still an interesting trailer. So
I'm going to watch it. So March 7th in the Lost Lands, the next movie,
I don't have a clue what this is.
Paul Anderson, Mortal Kombat, Event Horizon, Resident Evil, and
Monster Hunter. Is his wife in it?
Probably. Adapts Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin's short story. Mila Jovovich. Haven't heard that name in a while.
Jovovich, his wife. That's his wife. That's why I said, is his wife in it?
Yeah. Stars as a feared sorceress sent to retrieve a magical power.
I saw this trailer. Oh my God. It stars, what's his name? Who's a huge star.
Batista.
Dave Batista. But it looks so bizarre. I'm like, I can't believe this was made and that they actually got Dave Batista to do this. Like, you had to have paid him a fortune.
Maybe.
Like, have you not seen this trailer?
No.
It's fucking bananas, dude. It looks like someone took a sci-fi. It looks like someone took a movie that's made for sci-fi and then threw like $40 million at it. It's like so fucking bizarre. Like, I think you should pull the trailer for this. Like, it's like, I'm really curious to hear your response or reaction to this trailer.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the Resident Evil movies for what they were, but I feel like these two have gotten worse and worse as the years have gone on. Because their last one, I remember I absolutely hated, was Monster Hunter. It was
I didn't even watch it.
It was the biggest waste of money. I actually came out of the theater angry because I'm like, they spent $40 million on this piece of shit that has no story. It's god awful. There's like the worst fucking story. They took a video game that has basically no story and they tried to make that into a movie, and it's just god awful. And all it was just a huge CGI mess. Like they spent $40 million to just make these giant CGI creatures, and it was awful. And it makes me so mad because I'm like, dude, imagine how many amazing movies could have been made for that $40 million.
Dude, that's what I think about every time I see a Marvel movie anymore or any superhero movie.
Yeah.
I just think about all of the
But at least with Marvel movies, there's at least somewhat of an audience there. Like it's dwindling. Don't get me wrong, but like there's still somewhat. I mean, like these movies are still making their money back, most of them, and like you know what I mean. People are still they're
not. They're all
DC's been losing money like crazy, but
so is Marvel.
But Marvel, no, not as much, not as bad.
All right, look, we will have an episode. We will have an episode dedicated to the money of film. We will do it.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of him, but I'm saying at least there has been an audience for the most part. But whereas like a movie like Monsters, like that Monster Hunter movie, made nothing. It was literally just a huge waste. It made no money. It lost literally like I want to say they ended up reporting they lost like 70 million on that movie.
Oh my god.
Some shit. Yeah.
All right, let me watch
this. And this looks like it's going to be the same thing. Like who is throwing this money at these people? I haven't
even watched the trailer yet, but these comments are fucking hilarious. Look at these comments. Every scene looked like they were standing in an empty room. I look forward to watching this on Netflix 3 months after release and then falling asleep 20 minutes in, only to wake up 10 minutes towards the end and call it a night. It says, I ordered Furiosa on Temu and this is what they sent me. Mila Jovovich in My Husband is a Director, Part 5.
Yep. Like literally everything I've been saying.
Welcome to Mad Resident Fury Apocalypse.
Dude, watch this trailer, man.
Okay, all right.
This stuff's even more funny after you've seen this. Watch.
Okay.
I just can't believe they got Dave Bautista for this.
You've got the time and the stomach for it. I've got a story for you.
Oh, this is all green.
The world you know is gone.
They're not standing in an empty room. They're standing in a blue
green
room.
Screen.
Yeah,
no, like everything
consumed by the flames.
This is probably shot on. Like this isn't even shot in what's it called, where they have you in a room where it's surrounded. What's that called that they do this Star Wars stuff in now?
Soundstage.
What?
It says a soundstage, but it's all
what do they call it? Where they can actually make all the things real when you're there, so the actors are actually interacting.
Those big LED.
Yeah.
What is that called? I know
that's what a lot of movies are being done at those now. Yeah. Like this isn't even that. This is literally like you said. It's just a big room with green or blue walls. Like that's it. There's not.
Yeah.
They're not even interacting with any actual things there. Like nothing's fucking there.
All that's left now are the Lost Lands.
I'm looking for a guide.
You know what sucks? Actually, really love her.
Mila Jovovich is good.
Yeah, like I love her. I think she's actually.
Oh wait, Prop Dude said volume. Can nobody hear this?
Yes, volume. No. That's what it's called. It's called a volume.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. I'm
playing that type of set. It's called a volume, and they're amazing, dude. Like if you've ever watched movies and like, there's a bunch of behind the scenes stuff for Mandalorian because that was like one of the first big things to use it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because they'll have practical like rocks and things built out and the screens as like the background. And so when the actors are acting, they feel like they're in this crazy alien world because they're able to interact with objects and all that and still have these, backdrops. And so I feel like it translates much better because it's all still CGI, but there's an element of like realism. It's why I am a much bigger fan of the creature CGI movies, but where they'll have an actual suit doing all the stuff, even though they know it's going to be replaced later with CGI because it's like the actors are still interacting with something. There's not just a fucking tennis ball that they're acting to.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this.
I'm looking for a great treasure, immense power.
Friends of yours?
I don't have many friends.
Me neither.
Why is Dave's face blocked?
I don't know.
Like,
But
why?
there's so much. Like, we're not doing 3D anymore. What is the point of these fucking snakes coming at you like that?
Me neither.
Like, that was a big deal. This was cool when it was all fucking 3D. When 3D was like the thing.
Yeah.
But nobody's fucking doing. Dude, watch this movie's in 3D.
Find them.
Outside these walls, laws of nature, they don't apply.
Like, this looks exactly like Monster Hunter. Like, exactly. It even has that same really ugly, glowy, fake fucking atmosphere to it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what his deal with lighting is. Like, I don't know why everything is like this glazy, soft fucking. See that? Like, everything has this misty, smoky.
Yeah.
Maybe it's to cover up the like low grade.
Probably. Yeah.
But like all his shit is like this. And it's just amazing, dude. Because the first Resident Evil, like, maybe it wasn't your thing, but
look at these costumes. These costumes.
I thought that first Resident Evil was fucking cool. But after that, I feel like, and it's crazy. This guy made Event Horizon, dude.
Some people
like this guy made fucking Event Horizon.
Some people just have one movie in them. And that's okay. Event Horizon's a great film. It's one of my favorite.
But Resident Evil was cool too. The first Resident Evil was fucking cool too.
No.
Dude, especially for the time. I think you're a little too young.
What the fuck?
How old were you when Resident Evil came out?
I don't know, but that doesn't matter. It does not. That doesn't matter how old
you came
I
out
was
in 99. How old were you in 99?
I was 13.
Yeah, you were too fucking young.
No, I would have been the target demographic for a movie like that.
You weren't.
I played the Resident Evil games. I played the Resident Evil.
I know,
games
and that's the problem. A lot of people that don't like the Resident Evil movie, it's because they think of it and the game, and really, you got to separate the two. Because
you have to think of it as the game.
Making the game,
it's Resident Evil.
No, but they did a shitty job of adapting the game.
The Umbrella Corporation, of course you are.
But that's what I'm saying. They did a shitty job of adapting the game. But I feel like as a movie, as a standalone thing, I think it's cool. Like, I really enjoy the first Resident Evil. Like, it's for the time, like the music and the special effects and all that for the time was cool. But then as those movies went on, they got worse and worse and worse.
Mr. Wonderful,
you're on crack, Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, you shut your whole mouth.
Yeah. That's blasphemy, dude, on this channel.
Yeah,
I fucking love Event Horizon.
We do not tolerate Event Horizon slander. Look at these costumes.
And it's one of those movies that still holds up. And studio fucked that movie a lot. Like, they had to cut a lot of stuff out of that movie. Like, it would have been a way more.
There's like 10 or 15 seconds of that wild, insane like footage.
Yeah, flying around. Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, and I've
seen it. But there's only like literally like 15 seconds, and it's just more of the orgy element.
Oh my god!
It just gives you a glimpse of what. Because there's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Of craziness that was cut out.
Yeah, and
because that was before the what is it called? It was before they loosened up the rating shit, and that's when, like, in the early 2000s, movies started getting, like, with Saw and Hostel. Like, those movies kind of helped push the bars of what you could see.
Yeah,
a lot of people forget about that, but like in the the 90s, that's why you have movies like Scream being big, because they didn't have to have a bunch of gore to get away with it.
Right. All right, let's finish this because we got to get out of here.
Stronger by the day. Our time is running out.
I know. Watch. Out of every trailer we watch, this will be the one that'll get us. I guarantee it.
Say what? This of all the ones that we watched.
Yeah, of all the trailers we watched, this will be the one that'll get us for like copyright shit.
Yeah, I know.
Guarantee it.
This woman needs to die.
How is this being made?
Hand her over and we'll let you live.
Sorry.
Like, this is gonna lose so much money.
She hired me first.
I mean, just Dave
What a stupid
Bautista
line.
alone. Like, Dave Bautista alone had to be like at least 10 million.
At least.
Maybe more. Because I mean, maybe he gave him a friend deal. I don't know, but
It's not too late to turn back.
what's this movie called again?
One always has
In the Lost Land.
In the Lost Lands. What a horrible name for a movie, too.
How'd you like my story?
I still
You're starting to sound like me about this movie.
don't know how
Because,
it
like I was
ends.
saying earlier, this is what makes me mad. Like wasting resources when there's not even an audience. Like there's not an audience. Nobody gives a fuck about this movie.
Yeah.
And yet it's just like wasting all this money. Imagine how many A24 movies you can make for this movie.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm guessing at least 20 million, at least, if not.
I mean, we'll see how much this costs to make, but yeah, it looks bad. And it looks like it has a lot of modern day sensibilities in it, which is going to make it even more shit. So, whatever. Who cares? All right, last movie, Death of a Unicorn.
Oh, I love this trailer. I can't wait for this one.
A24.
What do you mean last movie?
It's 7:58. We got to get out of here.
Oh, I'm like, there's no way we're through this 50.
Yeah, we're not. No, we're not through. We're in spring of 25. So I guess this is going to come out anywhere between March and May. A24's dark comedy, a father, Paul Rudd, hell yeah, and daughter, Jenna Ortega, accidentally hit and kill a unicorn while en route to a weekend retreat. Oh my God, these ads.
Have you seen the trailer?
Where his billionaire boss, Richard Grant, seeks to exploit the creature's miraculous curative properties. Horror master John Carpenter composes the score for this wacky genre bender.
It's done by A24. This is A24.
Yeah, I haven't seen the
and
trailer
it
yet.
looks so rad, dude. Like, remember in Cabin in the Woods, the killer fucking unicorn?
Yeah.
And how everyone forever was like, dude, we need a fucking slasher horror movie, but with the unicorn being the fucking killer. And like,
Yeah.
I swear to you, movie, whoever is inspired by that, they were like, that's a great idea. I'm going to make a movie. And it leans into that. It leans into the silly nature of that, but yet it still looks like it's super well shot, well directed. Like it's not a pile of shit movie. It's a well-made movie with a great cast, but it knows that that's a silly concept and has fun with it.
Yeah.
So like
All
it's
right,
got
well,
a scary ass looking unicorn in one scene.
That's about a quarter of the list, I think. We could probably do a part 2 of this next week.
But let's ask the chat before we go real quick. Would you guys like to see us continue next podcast this list, or were you guys bored by this and we can do something different next time?
They're bored by everything we do. They just come in to just roast us.
I know,
which is
that's
fine.
I don't care. No, they come in here to roast you.
Yeah, right. They come in here to roast
you.
me.
Definitely get roasted more than I do. Like, dude, oh my God, dude, I shared that video you made of like that you posted on Facebook.
Yeah,
like,
I know. And everybody's like, no, 2024 was great.
Yeah, but I have people coming at me, and I'm like, that's not my opinion. I'm just sharing my friend's fucking video, dude. And like at least one person that was coming at me, like, what are you talking about, dude? 2024 was great. I'm like, I didn't say it was a bad year.
James says we talk amongst ourselves. You two are background.
What's up, Prop Dude? Oh, dude, Prop Dude sent me a link or a video or a picture today of some like new shit he made. Holy fuck, dude. It's like what did you call it, Prop Dude? It was like a predator, like a female predator helmet thing. It looks so sick.
All right. The two people that responded said that we should keep it going. So we'll keep it going next week. We'll just keep talking about stuff and watch trailers.
Well, and what's cool is as we continue to go through this new movies and things will come out too. Like we'll have more information on some of these and like, because that's what's rough. Like I have to make my video this time of year because it's, if you wait, then and so I had to already make my video, but that was what was tough about it, is there's not trailers yet for like anything past like March. There's almost no trailers. And so I was like, how do I, and there's like not even a lot of info. So I was like digging deep, trying to find pictures from sets. Like when I talked about Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, there's tons and tons of pictures from the set, but we don't have any like footage of any kind at all yet, because it doesn't come out until like the end of summer.
Yeah.
We don't even have an official date yet on Frankenstein. It might not even be until later in the year, because I don't even really think it's done yet. But that's going to be like the movie this year, because it's like, dude, it's Guillermo del Toro doing Frankenstein with Mia Goth, and it's on fucking Netflix. I mean, like that's crazy.
Hopefully Netflix doesn't Netflix it, but other than that, it should be good.
Dude, they're stepping up their game. Like I feel like they've figured out like that now that Disney owns all the shit, that like for them to survive, they need to get into the sports, live sports. And that's why they had the NFL on Christmas Day. They had that stupid Tyson fight.
Yeah.
And then now they have Raw, which was like the highest viewed thing ever, I guess, for wrestling. It was crazy. Like Raw this past Monday, and I even watched it, and I'm not even a wrestling fan.
I always like, I haven't watched wrestling in forever, but my relationship with wrestling still has always been kind of like on again, off again. Yeah. It's great entertainment. Like I think the Attitude Era was my favorite era. And that
was the last time I was into wrestling, because like that era was insane. And and once a lot of those guys retired or stopped, it was just, I don't know, it just lost interest. But I'll tell you what, dude,
all the ladies.
I know. I'll tell you what,
they have not gotten bad.
I know. What's her name, dude? Beyond hot. That gothic. What's her name?
I don't know.
Australian chick.
I don't know.
Oh my God. She's the new women's champion. But anyway, I'll tell you, the production and everything on Monday of Raw, like I was impressed, and it's going to be live every single Monday night now. So my point is this: Netflix is like spending the money and making their own content, making their own movies, their own series. Like that's where they're really leaning into. And I think it's smart, because Disney does own everything. So it's like, if you're going to continue to exist, you're going to have to make your own stuff.
All right, that's going to take us out. Please subscribe to the Death Rattle Podcast. If you're watching over here on the Ghost Pirate side, please come over to
the wrestling's horrible now
and chat with us there. We're really trying to, bring this up. We're trying to make it its own thing. But it's always good seeing you guys. Please subscribe to the Death Rattle Podcast. We will be back next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and whatever time over in the UK that we have a few viewers. So very good to see you guys, but peace out.
And on Friday, my video drops with me talking about my 15 most anticipated movies. And I talk more at length about some of the ones we've talked about. Unless you're a patron, which a lot of you are patrons or channel members. So if you are, it's already up for you guys. So just go look for the link and you can watch the video now. So
there it is. All right.
Thanks,
peace out.